Hello, my name is Bushra, as he mentioned. I'm an artist activist from Yemen, and I'm a refugee. Recently, my mom, she wasn't able to come to the US because of the statute that Donald Trump signed recently. Before 4 weeks, my dad passed away because we didn't have any medicine back then in Yemen because of the siege.
Sorry.
And my mom is now recently living in a destroyed house because of the airstrikes. And she wasn't able to come to the United States because of this decision that Donald Trump did. So my question is, what can the, what is the democratic leadership could help us what could you help us and our people to ensure that more families are not torn apart?
Again, thank you. Thank you for your courage in sharing your story. I'm sorry about the loss of your dad and the situation that your mother is in. When I received this invitation to come here this evening, I thought I would be talking about the Affordable Care Act and what that means to the American people, how we can address income inequality in our country, how we protect God's creation, this planet, from degradation and the rest. And in the meantime, we had this ban, B-A-N, ban, B-A-N, on people coming from Syria into the country, largely Muslim, and the prohibition on other people coming in as well. They don't want to call it a ban, even though they called it a ban, and they said the press called it a ban because the press reported on them calling it a ban. But that's what this is. And if you detect some impatience in my voice, it's because your family is suffering because our president is reckless, and his administration is incompetent. How they did this, how and why they did this is because they're grand illusionists. Anytime they have a problem with something, they create another problem. They see the immigration problem looming, and so they decide they're going to, on an earlier schedule, appoint a justice of the Supreme Court. It's always to change the subject. It's a decoy, 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 decoy. I was very proud because scores of my members were at the airports all weekend, and some of them are there still now because this ban has not been rescinded. And it is, we follow the lead of our spiritual leaders when the Pope talks about it is unchristian to turn away refugees. When some of our cardinals say it is un-American to not accept strangers, as the Bible says, strangers, into our country in need, in need. The Statue of Liberty, as we all said, is in tears because of what they have done. So this, again, comes back to Abraham Lincoln, who probably has tears in his eyes as well. This is about public sentiment. And some of the polling looks like, oh, I think what the president's doing is right, because they really don't understand. The president has made us less safe with what he has done. 900 diplomats sent him a letter saying, you're making us less safe. This isn't the right thing to do, but it is red meat to some of the people that he wants to continue to support him. And again, he had to change the subject by appointing a justice of the Supreme Court because the opposition was mounting and the education of the American people was increasing on this subject. So I would like to personally take some responsibility for individual case, but that's what our members are doing at airports around the country. I think we should be grateful to the women for marching on the day after the inauguration because that was spontaneous, Jake. You know, that wasn't organized by politicians or establishment. It was spontaneous. It was organic. Women just said, I'm going. I'm showing up all over the country, all over the world, every continent, all over the world. And therefore, when this started to happen at the airports, people said, I'm going to the airport because they showed their power. They knew they had power. They showed their power. And that was very helpful in trying to at least even open the door, physically open the door to the customs offices to get the cases made for individuals. So I'd like to work with you on your mother's situation. And I thank you for sharing your story, which is the story of so many people and addresses our values as a country.
Thank you, Bushra. Appreciate it.